Hello, it's Ruby, and as I said, today is going to be a study day. So I started off by making a template that I could use for writing up all of my notes week by week for my Charles Dickens module. I just used Notion for this. So here I was doing some critical reading for Sketches by Boz. I just found 5 papers that really interested me on Google Scholar and wrote up notes as I was doing so. When doing critical readings, it is good to just find things that interest you because you'll actually want to read them if you do that. It's currently 10:20 and I've just finished reading how many papers? 5 papers on Sketches by Boz by Dickens. I only wanted to do this until 10, but it's now 10:20, so I've been doing it for longer than I meant to. But that's okay because I think it was productive, and I'm now going to make a kind of fact file on Charles Dickens. I've got a lot of research on him from various modules and readings and just research I've done, and so it might be useful just to compile this all together ready for my Charles Dickens module. So let's do that now. So then here, as I said, I was making that Charles Dickens fact file. So in particular, I made a timeline of the key events in his life because I thought it would be useful to refer back to, and then I compiled all the research I had. I also wrote up my thoughts and notes on Sketches by Boz, which, as I said, I had read recently. Then I wanted to do some more extra reading on Charles Dickens as a person and general Dickensian criticism because I thought that would be useful going into my module. So I was using Perlego to do that research and reading. I've been using Perlego for over 18 months now and it's one of my go-to tools as a student. I use it so much. It's basically a digital library of over 500,000 textbooks. Obviously, university textbooks are expensive and this is a digital alternative where you're able to access thousands of books for less than the price of one textbook. I read a few chapters from this book on Dickens and the Bible. One of my favourite things about this is also that you can highlight and make notes as you're going along, which makes it really easy to keep track of your notes and thoughts. And I always find it's useful to come back to when doing essays because I can just skim through a book that I've already read and find the key points, and I don't actually have to write up all of that into my notes if I don't want to. As you can see, I've just colour coded this, so it's yellow for context, green for things to look into, and purple is criticism. I do love a good physical book, but just in terms of practicality, a digital textbook is so much better, and I would highly recommend Perlego. There will be a link in the description where you can get 25% off your first 3 months if you use my code Ruby21. So if you're interested, definitely take a look at that. Honestly, I love Perlego and I'm so happy to be working with them on today's video. After that, I just spent about 45 minutes getting some admin done. Then I went downstairs, got myself some more green tea. I don't usually have 2 green teas in a day, but I was really fancying green tea. I also made lunch. I was going to have a bagel with a side salad and some peanut butter and banana, but I burnt my bagels, as you can see, which was very sad. So I salvaged half, but I had to recook the other one. As you can see, I did get changed into something else because suddenly the weather actually got really warm. As you can see, I managed to burn my bagels, but one of them was salvageable, the other one was just too burnt. So I ate the first one and then I retoasted the cinnamon raisin bagel. It's very exciting. I've just unboxed 3 new products we're releasing at Pumpkin Productivity, and I'm going to use the timetable now to plan my afternoon. I moved downstairs to do some work this afternoon. I quite like being able to change up my study location when I can, just so things don't get too stale. And I was working on some essay plans for my dissertation here. So my tutor recommended that I just try making essay plans to see what I find really interesting and what kind of I have a lot to say about, which will help me to pare down my thesis and come up with a thesis that I like. I still am not sure about my dissertation topic. Honestly, I keep on changing between massive themes because I'm so interested in so many things. At the moment, I think I'm going to be looking at Emily Dickinson's letters. Ooh, look. She came out really curly. I wasn't expecting it to come out so wavy. I was going out to meet a friend for coffee and cake now, and she was about to go off to university for the first time, so I just wrote a good luck card for her. And I didn't get any footage actually in the coffee shop. Sometimes when I'm with friends it just feels odd to film, so I didn't. But my mum drove me there and I walked back. Okay, I'm just walking back now. And it was actually such a warm temperature. It was a really nice day for a walk. It was so nice to see my friend. I haven't seen her in like 3 years since I left school. This is my first time trying this tea, so let's see. There's no vanilla in this, but it kind of tastes and smells a bit vanilla-y. When I got back, I made some more essay plans. This was actually not for Dickinson. This was for a Victorian essay topic that I was considering, and through making the essay plan, I kind of outruled it, though I'm not entirely sure again yet if it's completely outruled. It's so hard to make a decision. I know I just need to make one, but it's so much easier said than done. I just finished my book When I Had a Little Sister, and I'm going to do some more essay plan work now. I think I'm going to be leaving for London in about an hour. We're here at the station. I was going to go out to a museum in the morning, but I didn't in the end because we had car trouble, which was quite annoying. But we're gonna go up, Mum and I, and we're gonna have a nice day in London, and I thought I would bring you along, even though it's a bit of a random thing to add onto this video. Usually I just kind of vlog at home, and it's really important with it being the end of summer. Yes, study, yes, prepare for university, but also make sure to take some time off and like go do fun things. We're very excited. Where are we going today, Mum?
We're gonna go to Fortnum's for some ice cream in the parlour.
We are.
La la.
They've got vegan ice cream there, and so I'm really excited, and I just really love Fortnum & Mason because they do tea, and like I'm obsessed with tea.
And a bit of mooching.
Yeah, we're just gonna like walk around and see what there is. And also like Hatchard's, we have to go to Hatchard's, the oldest bookshop in England. It's my favourite bookshop. Okay, this book might be the most fragile of the Dickens ones. Pages just keep on falling out. So the train isn't actually for another half an hour. So
it was going to London.
No, it was coming from London. So and I thought I clicked it, but then so we got here like, you know, on time, and instead we got half an hour to wait till the next
one. Do we have our books with us? finally in London.
We travelled up to Piccadilly Circus, which is one of my favourite places in London. I love the Aries statue, I love the atmosphere, and the architecture is just stunning. So we went to Fortnum & Mason, which is an old department store in London. Everything is very expensive, so it's not like you go in with the intention of buying lots of things, but it's just nice to browse. They had some really nice letter writing paper, which I was admiring. Also, they've already got some of their Christmas stuff out, which is wonderful and made me very, very happy. I found these really fancy Christmas crackers where you got these like felt crowns. So as we said earlier, my mum and I came up to London to go to the ice cream parlour at Fortnum & Mason. I've heard about this quite a bit and I really wanted to try it because they've got vegan ice cream flavours. So I ended up getting pistachio and sun lotion, which is basically a coconut ice cream. If you're ever in London, then I definitely recommend building your own sundae at Fortnum & Mason because it's such a fun experience. Of course, we had to look at the tea. My favourite thing about this shop is the fact that they do sell the most incredible range of teas. I love reading the descriptions of them because you can taste the tea through the words. But today I did actually buy a tea because it was like a special day out that Mum and I were having, so I wanted to buy one.
This is the Little Women soundtrack. Is it? I don't think it is. It really sounds like it.
After that, we went to Hatchard's, which is just next door. It's the oldest bookshop in England and it's my favourite bookshop ever. It's just so beautiful inside. They've got so many books and they choose books from lots of independent publishers too, and they have really nice editions of classics and loads of variations and editions to choose from. Currently in Hatchard's, and they stock the most beautiful books in here. The children's section especially. If you're going to buy like a nice hardback children's book, you should come here. It's just such a well curated bookshop. I also found this edition of Alice in Wonderland books and it said it used the original Tenniel illustrations. Interestingly, Alice is pictured in blue in these illustrations, when in the first coloured illustrations of Alice, which were in the nursery, Alice was actually pictured wearing yellow. But I guess it makes sense because children recognise Alice through her blue dress. Mum and I spent about 45 minutes browsing, and really bookshops are some of my favourite places. I love the quiet atmosphere of them and how everyone is just so absorbed in looking for the books they are looking for and browsing. Mum and I did do a little bit more shopping, but I didn't really film any of that. And in the evening we went for dinner. I haven't checked in for a while, but we have been shopping and now we are in a restaurant called The Real Greek, which has some very good vegan options around here. The food was so delicious. It was all like meze style, so we ordered a few different smaller platters and then we shared them, and the pea fava was incredible. So if you ever come to The Real Greek, you have to get the pea fava. It's the one on the second tier. Yeah, here I was trying to tell you that the pea fava was really good, but the background noise was too loud, so I couldn't. And then we just headed back to the station to go home.
It was so delicious.
It was so good. And now we're heading to the station to go home. It's the next day and I thought I would show you the things that I picked up yesterday. I did actually buy a few things. Like usually when I go to Fortnum & Mason, for example, I browse but I don't buy anything. Yesterday I did, just because it was like a special day out that Mum and I were having, and I'm going to show you. I'm so excited. First of all, I got my mum these salted caramel biscuits, and the tin is so fancy. This is the tea I mentioned to you. It's Russian caravan tea and it sounds really nice. This is meant to have a light, almost nutty flavour and distinct character. So I'm looking forward to trying this. I haven't tried it yet. I also showed that I got these matches. These were on sale and it says a squad of squid on it. And then finally I bought some Turkish Delight. I tried Turkish Delight for the first time 2 weeks ago and I really liked it. This is such nice Turkish delight. Like, we tried a piece when we were in there. The walnut and coconut one is so good. Like, it might be one of the best sweet things I've ever tried. So in Hatchards, I bought the Secret Garden. I've said before in a video that I really wanted to get a new edition of the Secret Garden because I've got a really ugly edition. I read it for the first time in January, really loved it, and I have been looking for a beautiful one for my collection, and I found this one today in Hatchards, which I love, and I'm so glad that I got it. Thank you so much for coming along with me yesterday to London, and I hope you enjoyed the study with me section of this video. If you've gone back to school already, I hope school is going well. If you're yet to go back to university, then make the most of the summer, and I hope that you have a good last few weeks or few days of the summer holidays. Thank you so much to Perlego for sponsoring part of today's video, and I hope that you have a productive week.